One of the thoughts that Gandhi shared was that healthy discontent is the prelude to progress. And it's really applicable in terms of manifesting prosperity in your own life. Hey guys, Randy Gage here. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I flicked on the laptop for you lovely people out there in YouTube land. So let's begin with this thought. When you think about spirituality, do you think of words like bliss, enlightenment, nirvana, harmony? I hope so, because I believe that becoming wealthy should be viewed with a similar perspective as, and as you saw by the title, I really believe becoming wealthy is a spiritual quest that I believe more people should follow, should seek. I think of let's start with spirituality. What is it? And by the way, I'm talking solamente about spirituality. I'm not talking about religion. There's a whole lot of batshit crazy stuff in organized religion today. So I'm not painting with that brush. I'm talking about spirituality. So I think of spirituality as communing with the force which created you. And by the same token, I think of prosperity as communing with the force that created you. If you've ever seen like Lang Lang playing the piano, he's communing with God. He's communing with the universe. He's communing with the force that created him. And you all, whether it's Steph Curry, when he just throws up a three and he starts going down the court the other way, he doesn't even need to look if it goes in because he knows it went in. It's just he's communing with the force that created him. And I believe that's a path we all should be seeking and we should be going down. And I believe it grows us as human beings. And it calls us to becoming the highest possible version of ourselves. And I chose that title for this podcast because the perception out there with the masses is, of course, pretty much the exact opposite. They would say anybody who's trying to become wealthy is selling their soul, they're chasing the money, they're giving up stuff, they're, because of all the negative programming about that. So I would submit, no, when you seek to become wealthy, you are on a spiritual quest, which is calling you to be the highest possible version of yourself. And to live in poverty is a crime against that force that created you. I open with the thought from Gandhi because he really his work has really influenced my life in a big way, as well as the work of Reverend Eric Butterworth. And they both talked about this dissatisfaction, this discontent. There's not a lot of breakthroughs that happen when you're in your comfort zone. There just isn't. And I think of when you have a desire to do, have, or become more, that's the universe knocking on the door. That's a wake-up call from the force who created you to step into your greatness. Think of it this way, maybe as an analogy. Michelangelo chipping away the statue of David. We are all going to face these challenges and tests. And what we're doing is we're chiseling away the base elements of our personality and polishing up the higher elements that which is true, virtuous, and enlightened. And I just think if we're on that kind of a path, if you're on the path to become the highest possible version of yourself, you're going to end up becoming wealthy. 999 times out of 1,000. Because the other thing that I want you to think about is I see becoming wealthy, being rich, let's put it in those terms, being rich is a chance to accelerate your personal growth and intention. It's just, think of the prosperity side effects, I call them, right? If everyone in the world got a professional 90-minute, 2-hour massage every week, there would be no war. If everybody had time each day for quiet meditation or prayer, imagine how much more empathy we would have. Imagine how much more grace there would be in society. If every child in the world had access to clean, pure drinking water, adequate nutrition, how many more brilliant physicists and scientists and people who would cure disease and people who would make the world such a better place would step into their potential, would step into their greatness. Playing small, living in poverty isn't humility. I would argue that most of the time it's pretend humility. It's someone virtue signaling. And I say most of the time because there are people that they will just make the choice to become an ascetic. They will make the choice to become a monk in a monastery, and that's their potential. That's their prosperous life. And I celebrate their personal choice to do that. And I wish them nothing but health, happiness, and harmony. But I think those are the outliers. I think for most people, we need those challenges. We need those tests. We need those things that cause us to chisel away the base elements like we talked about and just become a higher version of you. I really do believe every day when you wake up, the universe is asking you a question. And that question is, how much prosperity are you willing to accept today? And I'm challenging you to answer that question in the affirmative, to answer that question with passion and dedication and commitment, that you are totally going to go toward that the most prosperity that you could put together in your life on that particular day, and you will become that highest version, that person seeking enlightenment on that day, because that is a spiritual quest. All right, let me know what you think, you guys on the YouTube channel. Please get down in the comments. If you're listening on Spotify, they've added a comment section now. And please circulate the principles of prosperity. Circulate these insights. Let's get this discussion happening. So please share this podcast with your friends and loved ones. Rate it and like it. And until next week, have an amazing day. Love you guys. Peace.